Hey, hey,
Hey, hey.
Yo, what up,
what is
man?
going
Hey,
on?
what
How are
up?
you
What
guys
up?
doing?
What's the word? You set up in
Doing all
Good.
Florida?
right.
I am in my dad's house in Florida. It is new comic book day. We are here drawing Albatross Junction with Kevin, Mundo, and myself, Anthony Space Windu. Yeah, I'm in my dad's house on a borrowed computer. I don't have a camera, but it's working better than my iPad for like doing the show stuff. So I think it's a
Nice,
good
nice,
it's a good trade.
Yeah, there you go.
Like my
nice.
iPad was kind of funky when I was trying to hit all my buttons and do all my stuff. It was really screwing me up. So I think this worked for us the other night, Mundo.
Yeah, definitely for sure it did.
Word up, man. Yeah. So, yo, I just realized before I logged on to here that you were doing the show before this.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, I didn't know if that was gonna kind of run long. I was gonna have you guys. I actually didn't know if Kevin watched The Mandalorian. The show that I
Yeah,
just did was about the whole second season of The Mandalorian. We were kind of just discussing it with Gabe and Harris and stuff, and I was actually gonna bring them onto here if we weren't done yet. But we kind of got through the final episode with all the spoiler stuff that was going on in that and reviewing that and talking about it. So
I chimed in really, really quick, man. I was still at work, and I
I
just
saw
had,
that.
I just had to get something in there.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yo, so how'd you feel about that whole your boy Luke?
I was excited. I got up. I was looking close to the TV. I was seeing some of the flaws that look weird, but I was fine with it. I was
That's
like,
that's the version you always wanted to see.
totally, totally.
Yeah.
That's the true Luke.
Yeah, that's
Not the
not that's
one that we saw, like
yeah,
suicidal, like burnout,
that's not the
defeated, and
dude. That dude isn't sucking on like alien cow nipples.
Yeah.
no.
No, not at all.
He doesn't
Not
have
at
time for
all.
that. He's too much like gracefully hurting droids and saving people and stuff like that. He doesn't have time to stop and smell the milk.
It's crazy,
The green milk, that is.
crazy.
Yeah, that was a weird like destruction of the character that in the movie didn't make sense because it's like one of the things Gabe was saying was like Disney knows how to make their money, but it's like in that sense they didn't because they lost a lot of money. In the first sequel movie, Episode 7, they made like $2 billion, and then by the
Yeah.
ninth one. Or by the third sequel movie, it was down to $1 billion. So that's 50% loss
Yeah.
of the audience, or maybe not the audience, but people like me who would bring people. You like buy tickets for all your friends and bring them all one by one. They
Yeah.
weren't maybe doing that anymore because of what they were doing to the characters that we loved. We go there to see a certain thing. We don't go there to be completely thrown for a loop.
Well, yeah, I mean, you shit on a character that you absolutely love. And what do you expect? I mean, you expect for everybody to like it? I don't think so.
Hmm.
Come on.
Yeah, it's
I
like I
mean,
think I think we talked about the other day, Mundo. It's like when you go see like Spider-Man movie, you really expect to see Spider-Man, or when you go to see a Superman movie, you want to see Superman. You don't want to find out that like, oh, this is the one where he lost his powers, or like this is
yeah.
the one where he sucks. It's like no, well, if I wanted to see something like that, there's plenty of depressing movies like that. And
Yeah.
these type of movies we're looking to be excited. We're looking to like forget our own life. We're looking to forget all the depressing people in our life that aren't happy. We don't want to go to the theater and see like the main hero of the last movie is now like a depressed guy who doesn't want to go on. It's like, oh, don't we know people like that in our
Well,
real life? We're trying to escape
yeah.
that type of idea.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, I don't want my hero to be, like down in the dump. I mean, that's part of life as well. But I mean, shit, I want to see him kick ass.
Yeah.
I'm not paying to see a movie of him crying his ass off. Ooh, boo, I lost my powers. Boo, I lost my woman. I lost this. I lost that. Fuck that bullshit. Get yourself together. Get your ass moving. Fuck some shit up. I mean,
You fucked a lot of shit up, man. That was good. Oh shit, Primal was here. What's up, Primal? What's happening?
Primal.
yeah.
Oh,
What
Mundo.
are you saying,
Mundo
Kev?
already said what's up. Mundo was already in there. I didn't realize this chat was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
I've got
Merry Christmas.
the Merry Christmas. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Primo is like he was upset because he knew exactly what was going to happen when they screwed his character up, and he wasn't. Thank God, he's one of those that's not quiet about his character. If he was a quiet actor and just like, it's okay, I'm still got paid for it. No, it ain't okay. You need to speak your mind up, and you need to tell him, hey, you need to fix my character, man.
Sometimes they don't want to like listen to the actor. They don't want to, they want to do their own thing. They don't want to. They want to throw away all the books. They want to, which is really weird. I'll never understand. I think that's going to go. It's going to be remembered as one of the greatest blunders in movie history. It really is, because it's like it's a strange choice to hurt yourself. It's like,
Yeah.
that's really, really odd for a company. Like, well, I was told my whole life that a company's there to like make money, and a company doesn't think like a person, and a company only does like rational, logical things to make money. This was weird, and like that was one of the things I was actually afraid of, because I was thinking before these movies came out, the sequel trilogy of Star Wars, I'm thinking Disney owns this. They are going to only care about money, and they're going to do certain things. Like, for instance, like what we just saw on The Mandalorian, which is like bringing like Boba Fett back or something. And the reason that they would do that would be because he's popular, right? And they could make money from a character who they killed. I mean, he was killed in like a silly fashion in the movie. And then they found out after, like, oh, that character was beloved. And over the years, I guess they thought to themselves, well, maybe we could, if we find a way to bring him back like they did in the books to keep him going, say that he didn't die in the Sarlacc pit and he kept going, he's still worth something. And because the story was done with him, right? Like, the story said he fell in the Sarlacc pit. That's it. But something else told them we can keep this going. It must have been money, or something like that. I was a little bit afraid of like what money would make them do to the characters. I should have been afraid of these other people.
Yeah.
Money would have helped the character, because like money would have told the director or the writer to say, listen, money says we can't kill this guy. Just like George Lucas would tell the people who wrote the books. He said, listen, I have one like rule here, and that's the three main characters do not get killed. No matter how far you go with these books. Yeah. So they, Del Rey Publishing said, "Oh, okay, we will adhere to that if you allow us to write the books," and they did. They never touched Luke. They actually kind of inferred or said at certain points that like Luke would live to beyond 150, because they have like Yoda had Jedi powers that he could hold on to life a little longer. Same thing with like the Emperor. Same thing with Luke. He was like the son of the chosen one. He could maybe hang out for longer than a human lifespan. Like, if a human lifespan in the Star Wars world is 120, he could maybe
and that would make sense.
Yeah,
and that would make sense. And that would make sense, because if Yoda was 900 years old, I mean, shit. There's no reason why Luke couldn't be like, at least 150.
Yeah, because he's, they got back to tanks around. They got advanced technology. They could replace hands on him when something went wrong. So yeah, I could see that. Plus, he's got the Force to kind of hold on there a little bit. He can hold it on. Primal Gamer says, Space, did you hit live? Yeah, this time I did it live.
You're being called out, Space.
One
You're being
time we
called
did
out.
not, we did 45 minutes or an hour and a half of a show, right, Kev? And we realized that I did never hit live. So thanks for reminding me. I did look at that button as soon as I saw you comment that, and I'm thinking I gotta double check. I gotta double check.
He's
Primal
on
Gamer
it
says
today.
season 2 of The
He's on.
Mandalorian was amazing. Yeah,
He's on it
made a lot of
today.
people happy.
Yes, yes. It was such a good episode of The Mandalorian, though.
Hopefully
It
they're
really
taking
was.
us in that new direction of moving away from those sequel movies and saying like, look, this is who Luke really is, and maybe over the next 5 or 10 years, as we see these series coming out, maybe a Luke series, maybe Ahsoka, and all these different series, maybe even like a Grogu Baby Yoda series. Who knows?
I would love to see the Grogu series and see where it leads when he grows up, how he's gonna turn out.
They
You
could
know.
instantly get there, and they could bypass the whole Skywalker thing, because a lot of people are like, kind of questioning the fact of like, why do we have to remain in this time frame when this is like a long galaxy far away, a long time ago, or whatever? Why do we have to remain in this like 30-year time frame? Well, we actually don't, because you have a character here that is long lived. It could live to what, 900 years old. You could
Yeah,
say, look, this is 200 years later
yeah,
now, and Grogu is the Jedi Master, or he's the Grand Master. You could say, Luke Skywalker, unfortunately, his long dead, because humans don't, maybe everybody's kind of gone, and they're
right,
in this new world of like a future world.
right. And I would love to see an episode where actually how Luke and Grogu um parted ways, because when when the movies came about, if Luke had Grogu with him when he was training Kylo Ren, or he had him before Kylo Ren came around, or after the fact, that maybe in between the time that he was starting to train Kylo and all of that mess, where and at what point in time did Grogu, leave uh uh Luke's space, Luke's house or his training? At what point in
I was
time?
thinking, like, why did they mention in a couple episodes back, they mentioned Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Well,
I
yeah,
was
see,
thinking, are they
that's
kind of
another thing.
alluding to, like, a couple people I heard online say, oh, that's because like Ahsoka might go after him or something. But I'm thinking, what if, like, in response to what you're saying, Mundo, what if Luke kind of becomes aware of this threat from the Outer Rim, right? This Grand Admiral
Uh-huh.
Thrawn character, and maybe with his ships and whatever. And
Hmm.
however much time goes by, maybe he could train Baby Yoda um, to be this powerful creature that he knows he is. And then at some point, who knows if it's 15 years later, or 5 years later, or 20 years later, maybe he kind of goes out into the Outer Rim to take care of this business. I mean,
It's possible, because, well, we do know that Thrawn became, a very genius strategist, war strategist. So if he was that if he was that super smart and that conniving, who's able to stop him from becoming whatever else? Maybe he might have become the next emperor. And
yeah.
um, I mean, because he was so methodical in everything that he did. You know, from the stories of Thrawn in the books, he didn't get up to be, you know, that high a rank that quickly for nothing. I mean, he knew exactly what he was doing at what point in time, who he talked to, who he spoke to, what he did. Every move that he made was a tactical move just to move up that much faster. And even Palpatine was, you know, admired him. And Palpatine was respected. He was respected by Palpatine more than anybody else. Even
And he was an alien.
Yeah, but even Palpatine didn't respect Vader as much as he did Thrawn. You would think Vader would have had more respect by Palpatine because of it being his apprentice, but
I think
he
Vader
did.
kept disappointing him because like Vader lost the first Death Star. You know, in his eyes, it was kind of his fault, and that really set him back a lot.
Yeah.
Plus, I think because they had this like mind connection that the Emperor always knew what he was thinking, and even though Vader was kind of hiding a lot of stuff, I think the Emperor always kind of knew that he wasn't over the Padme situation exactly.
And I think I would have loved to seen Vader go after Palpatine, in a fight, just so that we knew exactly where we stood with. Instead of that fight with where Luke and Palpatine were, you know, how he threw Palpatine over. But I would have liked to see a scenario where Vader and Palpatine got into it, and Vader got his ass whooped, and he was like, okay. But Palpatine's like, you brought it. You're trying. You're being an apprentice. You try to kill me. That's all right. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah.
Primal Gamer says, you messed up when Mark Hamill was upset with how they did his character. Yeah, there were signs. There were signs like early on when they were filming episode 8 that Mark Hamill was like actually letting us fans know that things were going a little awry.
Mm-hmm.
He even said one time, he said, you know, he was talking to the fans. He said, "You're not going to like what, like he actually, I think the exact words were, you're not going to like this."
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, he did say that. He did say that.
Kevin, what did you think of the visuals in this latest episode of like when Luke entered the scene?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was official. I mean, by the time he came out, I knew it was him.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see what they did with the face, and I thought they did great. It was clean. It didn't bother me at all.
I watched it a second time on my dad's awesome. He's got like a 65-inch TV or whatever here, and it's so much clearer than anything I have. Like I have at home a TV that's from like 2009, and it's very dark. Like if you're watching something dark, you can't really see what's going on.
Oh, damn.
But this one, I watched it. I watched it for the second time. The first time I watched it was on the road, just on like a Airbnb TV, which was good. It was a Samsung TV, and then I came here to my dad's house. He's got a Samsung. It's 65. It's something big, maybe 60 or 65 inches, whatever it is, and it's so clear and bright. It's so clear. That I could really focus in and look. And on this one, I thought that the saber looked great. The green looked blazing perfect. The funny part that I noticed the second time was that when they showed R2 roll in, the two shots of R2 and like Grogu kind of like meeting, I guess, or like becoming friends, or maybe, like maybe Grogu's remembering seeing R2 from years and years ago. I don't know. But those two scenes, those two shots had like it had Luke from like the feet to the neck.
Yeah.
It was kind of interesting seeing it the second time that they wanted to avoid, I guess, doing those special effects shot as much, over and over again. So at one point they were just cutting off, they just cut it off the head.
Yeah.
Oh, Kev, this page is looking nice.
Nice.
Oh, I like the space in the background. Yeah, very cool.
Yo, did you start inking that page or no?
I did not. I don't have a. I'm going to my sister's tomorrow. There might be a different situation there, but there hasn't been like a desk that I feel comfortable at yet. You know what I mean? So I drew that picture of the Dybbuk that I showed you.
Yeah.
In fact, I drew that on the show on Monday, but I can bring it up because I finished it yesterday.
Oh man, I love that picture. It's such a badass picture too.
I'll mail it to myself so I could show you guys on the screen here. I was thinking of coloring that and then showing you guys, because right now it's just in black and white.
Yeah. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Sound like a fish tank in there.
Yeah, it sounds like a generator or some shit.
Oh, is it coming from my mic, you think? I don't know, something's running here.
Probably.
What?
You buy a fish tank, Space?
No, I don't know what that is.
Space heater.
I'm in the dining room.
It's a space heater, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, a space heater.
Is it? I'm asking. I don't know.
I'm in Florida, so it's pretty warm. So no heat required.
No, I mean, yes, it's crazy. I don't know. It's the fridge. It's the fridge.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, it's the fridge.
I'm a few feet from a fridge.
Oh, okay, there you go.
It's the fridge.
The fridge.
What is it? It's 80 out there.
Oh,
it was like 80 today, but it's supposed to drop. So like when we go to my sister's tomorrow, which is on the other coast, it's usually like the same temperature on both coasts. But tomorrow it's supposed to start dropping, and then like what's tomorrow? Thursday? So tomorrow's Thursday to start dropping, then Friday even colder. But then I think by Sunday it goes back to being in the 70s again. My sister said we'll go kayaking or something like that.
Well, you see, it's supposed to do the same thing here. Drop over here too. Like in the 40s, man.
Oh yeah, that's what they were talking. They're talking about like 50s for over here for a few days. But they changed the forecast for up in where me and Kevin live in New Jersey. It was supposed to have like a snow on Christmas, but now they're talking about it's not a snow anymore. It's rain or something. But I would have been jealous if they got a snow on Christmas and I wasn't there, because I can't remember a Christmas where there was snow.
Man, we only get snow here like every 100 years or so. and in my lifetime, it's only snowed here in Corpus like twice. Yeah.
Damn. So you've only seen snow twice, or you've been other places where it snowed?
No, I've been other places where there's snow, but I've seen snow here in Corpus only twice. That's like a real treat, because down here you get two kinds of weather, man. Hot and hotter. Sure.
Yeah, it's real.
Now, I mean, that's why I love when it becomes winter. I love the cold weather over here, and because it's always so humid, you know. And when it gets colder, there's so much less humidity and everything, so it's like super comfortable when it's cold. And I mean, if it's not in the 40s, and I'll wear shorts. If it's like in the 60s, I'll wear shorts.
Nice.
And like Tyler read what? Primos is. How did you like Kylo Ren, or did you dislike him? I thought he was not good as a character. Yeah, I mean, he was kind of like, he was okay, but he's a wishy-washy Sith. I mean,
he's looking goofier and goofier as time goes by to me.
Well, that's yeah.
Goofy bastard, and he's crying too much. Like, what the fuck is going on? Why all these young Siths and fucking, like, why they all crying? You gonna tell me Darth Vader before he was Vader was fucking crying every day? That's fucking corny. And then Kylo Ren's the same, throwing tantrums and shit.
Yeah, but like at least
yeah, really. Corny, how many Siths? I hate
these fucking young Siths, man. Shit is corny, man. I hate they whack.
No, but Kev, he wasn't even that young. That's the problem I have with it. Like, if you want to say he's 16 years old, like Anakin, and he's crying, like, I can buy it easier than when you show me that this guy's like 31.
Fucking hate him. I hate him.
He's
he looked cool
old.
as fuck. Remember the teaser trailer when he like slouched down and the two like prongs came out of the fucking saber?
That's what I was talking about before. How cool that looked. Yeah.
But he's fucking soft, man. He's soft. And then he's looking at his
sister. That's why I said he's
like, why are we connecting like this? Dude, what the fuck are you talking to? Do you like this bitch or don't you? Like, what's the problem? Like, make up your mind. It's crazy, man. I don't understand. I never understood him. And the more I watch it, the worse he is. That goes for everything post like episode 4, 5, and 6. You know what I mean? Terrible.
He's wishy-washy. I mean, I don't know any real Sith that would be like halfway in between the dark side and the light side. I mean,
and they wanted to dance around like the whole Sith word too. They didn't even want to like say it in the movie that this guy was trying to be Sith, right? Like they were trying to say something else, or like they were trying to avoid saying it. I don't know what their problem was. Like,
yeah, they were right. I kind of got that.
Why didn't they just embrace like, oh, I want to become like, because he kept saying he wants to be like Darth Vader. Well, that was a Sith. Like, I don't know why you guys don't understand.
It's fucking terrible, man. That movie's terrible too, bro. That movie's terrible.
I mean, Vader was a badass. I mean, you want to be like Vader, but you're not even close to being a badass. And Vader never even threw temper tantrums. He just said, "I'll fuck you up," or that's it.
No, and Vader like melted through like
temper tantrums.
He threw some tantrums, but he like melted through like real Jedi. Whereas like this guy Kylo Ren couldn't even defeat like a half-rate, like untrained Jedi chick and like just some other half-rate like stormtrooper guy.
Right? Yeah. I mean, and that's another thing that bothered me. I mean, I think Finn was good Finn was okay as a character in terms of
potential, but they didn't go anywhere.
Potential, yeah.
Like, what's more interesting than like a bad guy going good? Like, there's really nothing more interesting than like, someone on the bad team coming on the good team, and that's what he did. But they didn't do anything with it. They like sent him off to free horses and stuff like that. But in that movie, they wanted to free the animals, but they left like 5 slave children behind.
Yeah,
and they were all proud of themselves, like patting themselves on the back, like, look, we saved these space horses. And then they left those slave children there to be slaves.
Yeah.
What an odd scenario.
And that's another thing is I thought they were going to take the children with them. I'm all like,
they just gave them like a coin or something. Like they gave them like something that was probably going to be taken away from them, like some little badge.
Well, and they gave them the ring. No, they gave him they gave him the Dakota ring, remember? And then the little kid at the end, he's got some force powers because you see him, get the broom, but the broom like came to him.
Right, he was one of the slaves they left behind. They'd rather rescue the animals.
Yeah, and so I mean,
I don't know what kind of message they were trying to give in that movie.
It was total shit.
Give up, like what are they saying? Like just give up, or like what a strange scenario. Like if you use the force too much, you'll overdose on it, you'll overdo it, and you'll fade away. It was never exhaustible like that. Like it's not exhaustible.
See, and that's I think that's one of the things that they portrayed with Luke. I'm all like, come on. Yeah, so he didn't use the force for a very long time. Well, fuck, how is it gonna drain his ass? At that point, he should have been even more powerful because he rested from using the force all the time. I mean, he would have been able to just like get like 10 or 20 ships like Palpatine.
Primal Gamer says, I'd love to see a show or a movie showing the killing of the last Sith before. Yeah, and before the 1,000 Years Without Sith, they mention it in the prequels. Well, from what I understood from some of the stuff I read online, and maybe in like Wikipedia or something. I don't know if I read a book about this, but I think I read this online that Yoda killed the last Sith. Like it was like 800 years ago or something. Like Yoda, when he was 100, he battled and defeated what was considered to be the last Sith, but obviously it wasn't because the rule of 2 kept them going. and fooled the Jedi for so long. But whoever Yoda defeated, some acolyte or something like that, I don't know, some Sith acolyte maybe. That was supposedly, as far as the Jedi were concerned, the last one. Like
that certainly would be. I think that would be interesting.
That would kind of make sense, right? And to see that, like, almost like everyone's in love with this baby Grogu. Imagine seeing Yoda at 100. Like, if Grogu is 50, he's probably still pretty cute at 100. So you could probably, make that happen, where you show Yoda taking care of that Sith acolyte or whoever it was back like 800 years ago, and he would be 100 years old. And maybe that would be something that led him on the path to become the Grand Master that we see in the prequel movies.
Yeah, and you wonder how powerful Yoda really was at that age. I mean, he had to have been some kind of really badass. I mean, even because he was a badass even as old as he was, and then they showed him a little bit younger, and he was still a badass. But when in his younger years, can you imagine exactly how powerful and how much of a badass he would be? Yoda whipping ass all over the place. I love this.
Don't you think, like, between, we've never seen Yoda younger than, like, what, 850 or, like, whatever. But right. We see Grogu as a 50-year-old. Don't you think that Yoda and Grogu are kind of, like, really different personalities? Like, if Yoda is this like flip aroundy fighting Count Dooku type of guy in episode 2, and he's very like, we could imagine maybe he was like very action oriented in his previous life when he needed to be. I kind of see Grogu when he grows up or whatever to be more like a consular, like more like a diplomatic figure rather than, I mean, I could be wrong, but that's kind of how I see it, where like he would have a lot of power, but his personality, I think, makes him be more like Leia, like more like a diplomatic probably type of Jedi. I'm just imagining,
That's an interesting theory, though. I would think maybe more like an impetuous teenager part of him.
But I could see that because he does have a lot of rebellious nature, like when he's eating them eggs and they're telling him not to, or when he's doing stuff and they don't want him to, like he's trying to fix the wires in the spaceship and he kind of just, I guess he can't understand or doesn't understand English so well or something, so he's like crossing the wires.
Well, that's the reasoning behind me saying that I want to see the impetuous teenager part of him going and getting not necessarily into too much trouble, but enough where like maybe Mando comes in and says, "Hey, dude, what are you doing, man?"
Wouldn't it be rad if like one of the
chill
reasons,
out?
Like maybe the reason why they mentioned that Grand Admiral Thrawn is for that reason, Mundo. Wouldn't it be crazy if we see Grogu as this like rebellious teenager type? Maybe he's 100 or whatever, but he has that teenager mentality.
Yeah.
Maybe like he hears about, or he's privy to the info about these threats, so he knows maybe about this Grand Admiral Thrawn or something, and maybe similar to what happened with Luke, that who knows, maybe Mando is captured. I mean, maybe that's why we're seeing this backstory, is because Grogu is going to go against Luke's advice, just like Luke went against Yoda's advice to say, like, don't go after those friends or whatever. And he's like, listen, I just saw him die. Like, I gotta go after him. And maybe he goes out into the Outer Rim or goes after Grand Admiral Thrawn to save the Mandalorian,
Dude, see, now that would be fucking fantastic to watch. That would be the shit right there.
And maybe it's like an uphill battle for Grogu, because just like with Luke, he like wasn't ready, and maybe Luke is like, listen, even though it's been like 15 years or it's been a year, you can't do that alone or whatever, or it's not the time to do it, or whatever his reasoning is.
Yeah.
And he goes after him, kind of like, we kind of see him as like he's got a lot of power, but maybe in that situation it's like, one little creature against like a whole Imperial Navy type of thing. It's kind of, but then again, they would be a Jedi, or he would be something like a Jedi, I guess, so he could probably do it. But then again, you do have that other aspect, his character, where Ahsoka did mention to the Mandalorian, like, listen, I don't see, like, everything's not great about this child, right? Like he has so many bad aspects to his past that, like, you know, like we usually don't, like, it would be better to just leave him alone, right? Doesn't she say that? She's like, listen, this could be more trouble than it's worth, type of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But I guess since like Luke rolled in and took him, I guess Luke is under the impression that better trained than not. I guess it's Luke's theory.
Yeah.
Primal says, if Ahsoka and Luke team up in one episode, I'll scream like a little girl. That would be interesting, you know. And you know, I would love to see the action of that episode that you described, but I would also like to see the dialogue. Like, I would really love to see what they say to each other. Like, what would Ahsoka say to Luke, especially because of all the stuff that's happened to her in the past. Like, you know, how the Jedi kind of framed her, didn't believe her, however you want to put it, kind of kicked her out.
You know, that would be really interesting.
That'd be interesting combo, wouldn't it? Like, she might even be a little bitter. I don't know, you know.
Well, I think she would be a little bitter towards Luke because, you know, that was her mentor, but it was Luke's father, so
yeah, I think by the end of their interaction, like, however Luke proved to her that he was like the shit in whatever fake episode we're talking about, I bet you at the end of that there'd be some kind of dialogue between them that Ahsoka would say to him, like, listen, I think you're like the embodiment of what Anakin should have been, like, should have turned into.
Yeah, I agree with that because I think she would explain to Luke how his father really was.
That would be nice for him to know from someone who knew.
Right.
That would be nice.
Because Kenobi really didn't know Vader all that. Well, I mean, he did.
Well, but he didn't let.
But he never told him. He never.
Yeah, like he never
told him.
Beat around the bush when he was talking about him, like, really bad, to the point where he split him into two different people.
Well, I mean, because he did turn into two different people. I mean, you know, he was Anakin at first, and then he became Vader. So essentially, I mean, he's not wrong for splitting him into two different people. But at the same time, you know, Kenobi, I mean, he respected him. He was his brother, you know, for a long time. I mean, he trained him when he was a little boy. And that's what kind of made Kenobi a little bit bitter about telling Luke how he became Vader, because then he was afraid that Luke would kind of maybe turn against him for fucking his father up, you know.
True. It was like too early to release that info, right? Like, because it was dangerous to release that info to Luke because Luke was impressionable.
Yeah, and he didn't want to turn Luke into a Sith because he knew that Luke was going to end up being powerful. And essentially, really, I think that if he actually told Luke the truth, everything, I don't think Luke would have been able to handle it, and he would have gone after Palpatine, killed Palpatine, and became a Sith Lord.
A Sith Lord?
Yo, y'all are fucking Star Wars insane. I think y'all could dive in on any angle.
Dude, we probably could talk all freaking night for different angles of Star
crazy,
Wars.
Man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And it would never get old, right, Space?
Right. I love musing about the different, like, even things that never were. So, like, you know, in this episode where we see Luke walk in, I immediately start thinking, like, well, what if Leia walked in? What if other Jedi walked in? What if you know, how would the episode be if somebody, you know, if you know, Yaddle walked in? Like, what if that would Baby Yoda's mom potentially? You know,
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I wonder if they're gonna put her in.
Yeah, Yoda's mother's name is Yaddle, bro, and you said that as if everybody knew. I had no idea, bro. You said maybe Yaddle. You don't fucking say Yoda's mom Yaddle, like, that's crazy. Now you know I gotta talk to 5 people tomorrow and drop Yaddle on them until he ask me again. I'm like, yeah, what Yaddle? No, excuse me, that's Yoda's mom's name. You didn't know?
Well, it would be Groku's mom's name. I don't know Yoda's mom's name.
Oh, what did you say?
Yaddle is like Yoda's like potentially like his girlfriend. Like she was in episode 1 as one of the Jedi Grandmasters. She's a female. Yeah, like she might be like, if Yoda's the father, it's probably Yaddle is the mother, right?
Yo, that's his baby mama.
Yeah.
All right, I got you now.
Yeah.
Better,
like maybe because you know what, it could be like Kiadi Mundi, who is that like Conehead type of dude, Kev. He was the Conehead Jedi.
He had the funny mustache.
Yeah. Like they had said in, I think, one of the cartoons or one of the books, they had said like, listen, we let Kiadi Mundi go have like, he had like a couple wives, I think, like back on his home planet, because his people were like rare, or like to
they were endangered species.
They were like endangered. So even though the Jedi didn't want people like, you know, getting married and all that, they allowed certain ones. So like, I think maybe Yoda fell into that category of like endangered species type of thing. So like, I'm certain that either it's a clone of some sort, or it's like, you know, people speculate that it's like Yoda and Yaddle got together just because they kind of had to. Like maybe they, you know, their species is like almost gone, so they're like, almost like that frog lady, right? They're like, gotta get these. I'm
not gonna lie. Here. Now that I've lived with the name Yaddle for 3 minutes, it's kind of weak. Go from Yoda to Yaddle, like what the fuck? Like, come on. It's kind of weak, bro. That lacks some creativity, let me tell you. Yoda and Yaddle. It's like Anthony and Antonia.
That's true.
It's and crazy. You're not toning down the Krypton.
They gotta tone fucking up the Krypton.
Primal Gamer says, I hate Kylo's saber. It sparks due to an unstable crystal that can be fixed. But because he's an edgelord, Sith Lord, maybe, he thinks it's cool.
An edgelord?
I don't know what that means.
Like jerking off, edging and shit. He's like an edgelord. Hold on, Jesus, that's hilarious.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like who'd be content with a broken saber? Is it because he thinks it looks cool, or it looks mean?
I think that shit looked. I thought it looked tough, in my opinion. You talking about saber? I thought that shit was amazing.
I thought it was
like
because
the saber itself.
Like he didn't have the skill to correct it, but I think throughout watching those 3 sequel movies that he probably did, because he probably built his original like blue one, and then in turn probably built his red one. So he could have probably made it stable if he wanted to. I guess he just didn't want to.
He was just bitchy.
Yeah, it's possible.
He's like, this represents my personality.
But I actually like the kind of flamish look on it. I mean,
I thought that was hot.
It was pretty tight.
And it was like a saber sai almost, with those 2 fucking prongs coming up. Or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that shit, man. I like that shit, man. I like that shit.
I like the saber. It was just that Kylo was a bit wishy-washy.
He was a sucker, man. I'm telling you, the more you watch it, the more you realize he's a sucker, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Kylo Ren, the fuck out of here. Kylo Ren. Fuck him and his skirt and his pouty face. He should have left that mask on the whole fucking time. Like, he was always sweating and about to cry. Like, the whole movie, he's sweating and about to cry.
And that was... See, you know what? If he was a real badass, I mean, what do you call it? I think he would have told what's his face to shove it up his ass when he told him to take that ridiculous mask off.
That shit.
I would have told. He should have said, "No, fuck you. It's my mask. I keep it on. What are you gonna do about it? Kill me?"
Kylo Ren.
That's how he should have been.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was excited as hell to meet this dude, man. Now that I've known him for some time, man, he's a little prick. I don't respect him. Oh, yeah. Yo, I don't respect him. Yeah. Don't respect him.
I don't even think his like subordinates respected him. Like they saw him do tantrums. They were like, "Oh my god!" Like, do you remember? Like, you could even like you can't even see their face because they have helmets on, but they're the look they gave him when he's just throwing a tantrum. They like would leave. They're like, "This guy's
like, this guy again. Let's fucking get out of here."
Oh yeah, I was laughing my ass off when the stormtroopers go and are like, "Oh shit, let's go."
This fucking idiot again.
They were on their way in, and they said like, "Ah, fuck that. He's having tantrum. Let's go."
Like,
Actually, one of the quotes that Luke gave in this final episode of The Mandalorian kind of pertains to Kylo Ren, don't you think? When he says, like, raw talent without training is nothing. And that almost kind of fits for Kylo Ren because this guy must have ran out like halfway on the training, and he's just a goofball.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't do shit like against these like people who were like not even trained at all, and he's supposed to be at the school for like 20 years. Like, why can't he handily defeat them? Like they should be like nothing, like butter, like these droids were to Luke in the last episode, just like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, those what were they called? Death
troopers or death robots.
Yeah, troopers.
They were dope. I thought they were dope. I liked
they
them.
were really awesome. Like that one that attacked the Mandalorian. It really was like a lot of people made Terminator references. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw him punching that dude. I was like, oh.
Terminator. I was like, oh, this dude is fucking. This is a problem.
That's pretty tight.
I got so happy when they all flew out of the back. I was like, "Yo, they're taken care of." And they came on back.
I was like, "Oh shit, they're flying fucking back! Like they're not done." I had to like remember what a robot was when I saw that. I was like, "Well, how are they flying back?" I was like, "Wait, these motherfuckers don't breathe."
Don't you think? Don't you guys think Moff Gideon kind of knew of Luke a lot more than any of the other characters, because the look on his face when they said like it's like a single X-wing, or when he saw what was going on in the video camera, I think he got a bit scared.
He was.
Gideon looked like a sucker too, man. I was like, what the fuck? So he just looked cool with the black saber, but
he didn't really know how to use it. Right? He was like using it like a baseball.
Everything was I'm talking about everything's like a letdown in this fucking universe.
I agree, Kevin. Yeah.
This show is fucking amazing.
Say that again, Kevin. What was the last part you said?
I said this show is amazing. This show is amazing. I'm not gonna lie. The show, like, if this show takes everything that's kind of canon, like a part of me is hoping that Jon Favreau is like the huge fucking Star Wars fan, and he's kind of just he's playing like the legal game of who he can use and who he can't use. You know what I'm saying? And he's just gonna kind of like rewrite some shit on his own if they don't watch him, which is gonna be fucking amazing.
Right.
Well, I think they gave him almost the full rights to
because he's killing that shit. He's killing that shit.
He is. And Filoni is right alongside with him, man.
Who's Filoni?
Dave Filoni is the creator of the Clone Wars show that you were watching.
Oh, right.
And he also directed a couple of these episodes and wrote one of them, I think, of The Mandalorian. So he's kind of partnering up with Favreau here to do these Mandalorian shows.
And now they're going to do the Boba Fett saga, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think they gave it to somebody named Rodriguez. I'm not sure something Rodriguez is going to do those.
Are you serious? Rodriguez?
Yeah, I forget the first name there. The Ahsoka show is slated for yet somebody else. Like I think it's the woman who did Wonder Woman. Someone said in the comments in the last show, Patty Jenkins is going to do Ahsoka. I think. I don't know if all this is set in stone yet. That would be great because the action in that Wonder Woman movie was amazing. So if they could get some of that going, and I like the story, and that was a very complete story about Wonder Woman.
When's Wonder Woman 2 supposed to drop on Christmas?
Christmas, yeah.
Nice.
Let me see. What is Rodriguez?
Primal Gamer says, in Battlefront 2, if Kenobi sees Kylo, he says his lightsaber looks like a child made it. I didn't keep playing Battlefront. I think Kenobi was an add-on character later, right? I would see my roommate playing Battlefront 2, but I didn't play hardly at all. And I know when they released some extra characters, I think Kenobi was one of the extra characters. So no, I didn't know he did that. I didn't know when they faced off against each other, he said it looked like a child made it. That's pretty funny because Obi-Wan is like the classic Jedi. I could see him insulting an ugly looking saber or an unstable saber. Please tell me you guys have seen A Certain Point of View song from Robot Chicken. It's amazing. How new is that?
Chicken.
I own all the Robot Chicken DVDs for Star Wars. I don't know if I have seen it in years though. I loved it. I loved all the Robot Chicken Star Wars stuff. I like when like Palpatine's asking for the tuna sandwich or whatever over the intercom and they can't get it right.
Oh man, I would have. You know what? I would have loved to see, and I don't know if they have it, but it was. Remember the celebrity death matches?
Yes,
That would have been
those are good.
funny. That would have been funny with Palpatine and Luke, and then Obi-Wan and all the rest of them. You know what I mean?
And maybe they could have made some jokes about like, I thought you were dead, talking to Palpatine.
Yeah, yeah. That would have been hilarious as shit.
This is that drawing that I was working on the other show on Monday, Mundo Monday.
Yeah, buddy, look at that.
And this is the Dybbuk, one of our monsters in the comic. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. So Kev, I made this like a 11 by 17, and I was thinking I'll color this, and this I made it to be the cover of issue number 3. This is Alba on top of the Dybbuk. She's one of our characters. She gives birth to twins in our story, and one of her pals is this monster. We have a big fight with one of these monsters, and one of our main characters, Dobbs, in the first and second issue, the graphic novel Volume 1 of Albatross Junction, coming out early next year.
Is it Robert Rodriguez?
Yes.
Okay. So I was looking up on the iPad over here, and he, of course, he's a filmmaker, and he does all kinds of different stuff. But he's got I think he's got his own channel of what is it? Like different movies and stuff that he's done. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing right here where it says he's gonna do the Book of Boba Fett type shit.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking that's going to be like a 4 episode.
Yeah, am I the only one hearing the crazy mechanics going on in the background, bro? That shit sounds crazy.
You hear something?
What is happening, bro? It sounds like a jet engine. It sounds like you're fighting a jet engine, bro, with like rock'em sock'ems or some shit.
I wonder if it's the computer, because my computer that I'm using, it's like I'm borrowing one from my dad. It's a laptop, and when I click buttons, like fans start whirring, like it's doing work. Like even though I'm just like opening a new tab or something.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. It sounds crazy.
Yeah, because he's done quite a few movies for like Netflix stuff, and he's done like a series. He's also done like the what's that vampire movie? The one with No. I'm thinking. Jeez, I'm having such a brain fart today. Damn. Well, I need some drinks. Oh, the one with George Clooney.
Dusk Till Dawn.
There you go. He did the Dusk Till Dawn series, and done some other series stuff. They were okay, but I mean, it wasn't like all that. But he's done some other, because he did the Dusk Till Dawn movies, then he did the series, but he's done a lot of other movies that turned out really, really well. So maybe he'll do really well with this Boba Fett book.
I can't wait to see what that's all about. That should be something clever. I hope it's something that throws us for a loop a bit. I really like that secondary character that he's got with him, Fennec.
Mm-hmm.
The Asian woman, she's pretty awesome. I think like she's not getting enough attention. I think she's pretty rad.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow! I didn't know he's here from Texas, boy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
If you go to Indiegogo and you type in Albatross Junction, I think the link may be in the description. I don't know that I was able to put it in this show. Maybe Kevin did. But if you type Albatross Junction into Indiegogo, you'll see our campaign. It's a pre-launch campaign. Just put in your email, and we will be sending you some info on the comic book Albatross Junction when we're ready to launch, probably in about 2 months, a little less, I think like February 1st. This is going to go live. So if you sign up here, you'll actually get double the trading cards and posters with the comic book. You actually get 2 posters. One of them is a Mundo poster for Mundo's Bar, and the other one is a yet to be announced poster, and 4 trading cards instead of 2 trading cards and 1 poster for the regular campaign. When you get in at the pre-launch, you'll get double the goodies. And I wanted to show you guys something else. I started reading Why the Last Man.
Yeah,
and
boy.
I'm really, really into it. Kevin, are you reading it yet? Did you start?
I gotta get back to it actually. I'll get back to it now.
I got pretty excited because it was like Mundo said. It's almost like you can't stop once you start. But it's this book right here. Let me pull this up so you guys can see it. If anybody wants to follow along, check out the image on the right. This is the volume. I think it's volume 1 or it's chapter 1 of Why the Last Man. It's a comic we're going to review probably in a week or 2 when we're all done reading it. Mundo read it. I'm in the middle. Kevin's in the middle. And we're going to ask our friend Paul, who recommended this book, to come on the show here, Comic Book Creation Live, one of the Wednesdays, and we're going to talk. We'll all talk about it once we've read it. But yeah, I'm really into it. I'm probably maybe like 30 pages into this.
I can't wait till we talk about it, man.
But yeah, Mundo, like you said, it's really easy to get to the next page. You know, it's like quick.
It is, right? But and here's the thing. Here's the kicker to this, is that every page that you read, you really want to know what the hell's going on for the next page.
Right. They do an excellent job there of that setup for the next moment that's coming. Because at least in the pages that I've read, they keep switching the locations and timelines, so they'll be following a group, and then they switch to, like, they say, oh, at that time this other group is doing this, and then at that time this other group is doing this other group is doing this, and then so they all converge at a certain point, or not converge, but they all like are leading somewhere. So you do want to keep turning the page to see, like, wait, that lady just said she's pregnant, like, let me see what happens. But when you turn the page, you're on a different storyline, and you have to go a few more pages to see what happened with the previous page, right? So it's like it really keeps you going.
Yeah, it really does keep you going, and it's really well written. And this is saying a lot. It takes a lot for me to read something like that, because I don't ever read something that much if I'm not that. It takes a lot for me to really get interested in it. And this book, I could not put it down. Just like I can't stay away from your story. I mean, like I said, it takes a lot for me to get into something, but when I do, I get into it wholeheartedly, you know? And the storyline is so well written, but the characters are really hard to forget because there's so much going on, but you want to cheer for this person at the same time. You're like, ooh, damn, that really? and I'm not gonna spoil this for anybody. So for you people out there that are waiting for me to say something, the spoilers, not a chance. Get the damn book. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah, depending on how the story goes, we'll have to see how much we want to get into it when we do the review about spoilers. I'll I'll see, because I know I asked Mundo at one point, does it have a succinct ending? Because I know there's other volumes of this that come after this, and I think you had said it kind of does have its own ending, but then there's room for it to keep going. So there is more, you could get the next volume, you could get the next chapter, but this does contain a bunch of issues all in one, but there is more to it after that. So I kind of can't wait to see where that's going, because it's starting to remind me of like Children of Men a little bit, which I think we talked about already, or at least Paul told me it reminded him of Children of Men a little bit, and I could see that going on there for sure. All right, let's pull this up. I have seen this before. Let's see here. Primal says it's the song with Ghost Kenobi and Yoda singing to Luke. Let's check this out.
You said Vader betrayed and murdered my father.
Now, can you guys hear that?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, I can hear it.
Your father was seduced by the dark side of the Force. He ceased to be Anakin Skywalker and became Darth Vader. So what I told you was true from a certain point of view.
A certain point of view?
Luke, I know you think you can't trust me, that I'm alive, just shouldn't believe. But please know it's all true from a certain point of view.
You said your name was Ben.
Well, it's Obi-Wan.
You said my
fun, cause technically it's true from a certain point of view.
point of view?
Point of view! And I'm not the only Jedi who's screwing with you.
I said you were, but I wasn't totally straight about your fate. In fact, some say I lied because they want to from a certain point of view.
And that first time when we met.
He's weird, you thought I bet.
Why wouldn't I? You're 2'5".
But a master nonetheless, because I can be told to. It's true from a certain point of view.
So you see, Luke, it all depends on how you look at things.
Well, could you at least tell me if Leia's my sister? I kind of have a lot riding on it.
Yoda, my friend.
Oh no, after you, Obi-Wan.
Did forget to mention the answer to your question? Yes, it's true from a certain point of view.
Because we kind of made out.
Ooh, sorry. Told you your sister.
Oh my lord. I remember that now.
That's funny as shit. That is funny as hell.
Cool colors on that, Kev. You know what that reminds me of? This Mackenzie helmet. It reminds me of Jacques Cousteau.
Oh yeah,
The way you're coloring it, yeah. It looks like Jacques Cousteau's like underwater equipment.
Oh, I gotta check that out. I haven't seen that in forever, man.
Yeah, that's looking sweet.
Nice.
Primal Gamer says, I'm just so glad that Boba wasn't just fan service, was actually useful throughout the season. He was very useful, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
And he was like so true to his word. I don't remember him being so like friendly. Remember when he's like, no, we're gonna stick around and help you.
He looked more efficient than Mando.
I know.
Which I kind of everyone automatically compared Mando to Boba as soon as we saw like promo for it. You know what I mean? So in like our hearts, it's like Boba is Mando, not this fuckface over here.
Right. The only one part that I thought like didn't show him as like strong as he should have been was when he shot a rope at the not Bo-Katan, but there's another female who's like I guess prettier as a Mandalorian. She's Gabe was saying she's a WWE wrestler. I didn't know that, but she was the other Mandalorian girl. When Boba shoots her, because she's insulting him, I guess they get into a fight. Boba shoots a rope around her arm, and he's like pulling with all his might, and she's holding him back. Like, I don't understand how that's possible, but I guess she's supposed to be strong. And I even said to my friend, I said, is she supposed to be like a different race? Because she looks so strong right now. Like he's using his entire body weight to pull her, and she's not budging. And he goes, no, she's probably just, you know, like Disney, you know, just made her strong because she's female or something like that. I don't know, but it's just like that was the only part where I was like, how does he not pull her over? Like, does she have like magnetic boots or something? Because like a second before that, he tossed her into like a ceramic table and it broke and everything like that. So it's like, I don't know how she could hold him back from anything he wanted to do there.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. And I'm not the only Jedi that's screwing with you. Oh, Primal says it looks nice, Kevin.
Thank you.
Looking good. I like the background.
Yeah.
May the Force be with you. No. Try not. Do. Or do not. There is no try.
Is that your Christmas present? That must be new.
No. I've had it. Remember, I've had it.
I knew about the R2. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, no, this is the gumball machine. I've had it, but I go back and forth between the two. So yeah, his head moves. So whenever you turn his head like this, little gumball comes out the back.
Oh, nice.
And then he's got the little. He's got little. I think it's no. I thought it was just. I thought one of the arms moved, but it's just his head.
That Yoda looks like cuter than Yoda actually looked.
Well, hold on. I got one more thing to show you real quick, but I need to go get it. Hold on just a second. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Damn it. My kids, I'm gonna kill them. Jesus.
You tell that slimy piece of worm-ridden filth.
No.
He sounds highly upset.
You gotta be kidding me.
Minda's looking for his toy.
Whoa, a new toy! Can I play?
Oh,
Munda, did you get the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier?
I am going to kill my kids.
No.
Not literally, just, but they kind of upset me right now. My God.
Would they break on you? Your G.I. Joe aircraft carrier or your hydrofoil?
No.
Oh shit! I never had a hydrofoil. I wanted it though.
Here, get a.
Ooh, look at this. Talking bank. Darth Vader talking bank. What does it
You
say?
broke that box?
See, I don't know if it'll.
Does it still talk from 1984?
Yeah, I probably have to put some batteries in it. But they messed up the box. The box was in prime condition, man.
Oh no.
Box was in prime condition. Oh, I'm so upset because now it's like.
Go get the belt, bro. Go get the belt, bro.
What do you mean belt? I don't need the belt. I just take their phone away. Shit. That to them, that's worse than the belt.
That is worse.
You gotta get the chancla.
The chancla works every time, bro. Works every time.
Free us or die.
But no, man, I actually had two of those Vader piggy banks, man. And the other one got messed up, and I had to get rid of it. So it's like
They probably stole the money out of it from you.
nah, I didn't have any money in it. I just see, and it's cool because when you put money into it, he'll have the impressive, most impressive, but you're not a Jedi yet, right? And then the lightsaber will light up and go up and down, right?
Hey Mundo,
And then,
you know what we should do? We should make a bank that's kind of like that. Maybe it'll be like in the shape of a lightsaber, and when you put enough money in it, like it'll tell you like you finally have enough for that lightsaber. Like you can
right?
order the lightsaber now or the custom lightsaber.
Nah, you know what I thought you was gonna say? I thought you were gonna say you're gonna make a piggy bank lightsaber, and when you finally save enough money, it ignites like.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what I thought, Kim. And I
That'd
was
been
like,
sick. That'd been
yeah,
sick.
either way, it'll be sick, man. Hey, well, you can put it inside the hilt.
Maybe like a bank that if you try to take the money out, you get electrocuted. Maybe not quite that violently, but.
Speaking of Highlander, you know, I watched the Highlander, the animated series with my guys today.
Oh, I never did that.
You know, it's kind of weird. It's not what I expected it to be. But you should check it out. It's on Tubi. It's on Tubi, man. You should check it out.
What year is it from? Is it from the 90s, the 80s, or now?
I don't remember. I was in a hurry to put it on because I had so much stuff, so much work to do that I was just listening to it as I was working. But it was kind of interesting because a lot of the show focuses on after Connor McLeod, you know, dies, and then, you know, it's Quentin McLeod is the new Highlander, right? And
who is he supposed to be? Is he supposed to be Connor's son or something? No, they can't have kids. They can't have kids.
No, I think that this was kind of, I think this is why they based the series with Duncan instead of Quentin. I think this was supposed to be like Duncan's story, you know.
Okay.
But when they turned it into a TV show with the real actor, Adrian Paul, I think they changed from Quentin to Duncan, you know, and all that stuff. And a lot of the show focuses on like history, like American history and humanity's history. Because apparently this is like way after there's like been a fallout and all kinds of different things happen. So this is like in the future part where like hardly, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to spoil everything for you. So check it out and see what you think about it. Maybe we can talk about it on our show because it's an animated series. So, you know, it's based on the comic books. So
that's interesting. Always loved Highlander. I would check that out.
I don't know how many seasons there is. Like right now, I'm in the first season.
And obviously, there are hundreds of books and comics. And
I think I'm up to episode 14, something like that. We were watching it all day. Well, they were watching it all day.
I just started watching the 5th season of Expanse. I only got through like one episode though. It just came out December 15th. I've seen all 4 of the other seasons on Amazon Prime. I really like the show, so I'm pretty excited to check out season 5. You know, it's like a weird show because it's like the first show I ever watched where I don't really care about the characters. Like I don't really like any of them. You know what I mean? Like there isn't one where I'm like, oh, that's my favorite guy on here. It's like I don't even like any of the characters, but I just like the scenario that they're they're in space. There's like someone's in charge, you know, because it's kind of like a Star Trek thing, but it's like more realistic, I think.
Yeah.
As far as, you know, they use gravity a little more. It's like more based around Earth and Mars and places around here. So, you know, they don't go meet like too many aliens and stuff like that. But it's mostly humans. And
have you watched the Lost in Space one?
I have. I do like that.
It's pretty interesting.
I've seen the new one. I do like it. Yeah, like it's got less characters in Lost in Space because it's like that family plus the doctor.
Yeah.
No, they meet up with people sometimes from like other Jupiter ones and stuff, but for the most part, when they travel, it's just like them and the doctor and the robot. In the Expanse, they kind of are traveling around meeting various different people, and it's more like political, like things happening, things out of their control, and then things happening where like I try to get my dad to watch it tonight, the very first episode of the entire series, and he was bored. He couldn't keep going. Um, but to me, it's a slow burn. Like when they do a season of The Expanse, it's usually a problem occurs, and they need the entire season to resolve. So the first episode of the very first season, they introduce to you the main problem kind of early, but you don't really know what it is. And then it starts to get into the characterization of the people. Yeah. And it takes a while for that crew who is supposed to travel together to actually get together. It's not like Star Trek where they just start out where it's like, here's the crew on the spaceship and there they are going. It's like right. the Expanse starts like one guy's over there, one guy's in a bar, there's another chick over there, and eventually they will get together and form this crew, but it doesn't happen like right away.
Right. Ooh, Kevin is just going to town.
This looks great.
I'm trying over here.
Trying? You're not trying, you're doing. What are you talking about? You're like Nike, just do it, damn it.
Just
turn back the Krypton.
It's a real easy fix. You know, it's an easy fucking fix.
Easy fucking fix, bro.
Easy fucking fix. Yeah. Easy peasy.
That's how he works. No worries at all.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata. It's a wonderful phrase.
You know that damn phrase is gonna stick forever, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Did you see that there was a new Lion King that they did in like I think Jon Favreau did it actually, right? Wasn't it like a live or a CGI sort of live action looking one?
Did that too?
Yeah.
Did they do that song in that, or was that movie not with the songs at all? I didn't watch.
It had some of the songs in there. I mean, I think he could have done a little bit better job on it. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I mean, I like the animated version a lot better than I did the live version.
I wonder if they had taken the exact sound from the first one, like meaning the entire soundtrack, including voice and all and cadence, everything. I'm talking just rip the sound, make it HD, close. And then put different graphics. I mean, which believe me, I think it's a complete waste of time. Like, it's so stupid to remake The Lion King, in my opinion. Like, that's a waste of a fucking life. It's like, you're gonna remake The Wizard of Oz. It's like, what are you doing? Just like make something else. Like, what is all this nonsense? But if you were, maybe you want to spruce up the way it looks, like how about take that exact soundtrack? Because what was wrong with the soundtrack? This was like the #1 animated movie with probably Academy Awards for the soundtrack and music. So I don't know why they would change that, but I think they just redid the entire movie, didn't they?
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, that's just my opinion. And I would certainly invite anybody who wanted to watch it or hasn't watched it, to watch it and make your own opinion about it. Because, like I said, I didn't think it was too bad. I didn't think it was bad. I think it could have been better. But that's only my opinion. And
I gotta check it out.
I don't know who they must have got for the voices for that new one, but it's like, who could be better than
James Earl Jones?
Than the voices they had for the original. They like Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who had that voice that sounded like a child for the little lion. That was perfect. They had who was the Scar bad guy?
Oh,
Jeffrey Lyons or some shit.
Yes,
Something
you
like that.
couldn't get any better than that guy, I thought. And then for the father, James Earl Jones, how could you do better than those people? I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah. You couldn't do any better.
That's why I think
than that.
they just should have ripped the soundtrack, and if they needed to spruce up the visuals, I guess go ahead and do so if you really feel the need to make it look like a safari. But I thought it, beautiful first attempt at that movie. There was no need for a remake.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah, because see, I mean, and again, like I said, if you watch the animated first and then watch the remake and the live, you'll definitely make an opinion fairly quickly. Whether you like it or you don't like it.
Yeah,
but other than that,
it
was decently made. I think it was decent. Yeah, I think it was decently made. I think it could have been a little bit better.
They could have maybe used one of these. Cut the fat.
Use it, burn fat. Fuck! Now I'm becoming part of the damn commercial, and I'm not even getting paid for it. Fuck! I better.
Villagers, the Coens here were friendly enough once they got over the shot of my white skin.
I need to shut my mouth before I get in trouble.
Kev, you know what this has reminded me now? Like the drawing you're making here of Mackenzie and the rest of the crew. It's really reminded me of that Sumeria page where we had the father of the main character up in space.
Oh yeah.
It didn't remind me of it until the colors started going on. Now I think just having the colors starts to, and maybe because I drew them both, I must have intuitively made it similar.
No, I mean it looks different. It doesn't look the same.
Yeah.
I like the red inside the helmet, man, with that little bit of light in there. Oh, dude.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's coming out all right. Coming out all right.
Well, I mean, it's cool because you can see the transition from the dark to the light within coming from the top of his head to his chin, and that representation of the transition of light to his helmet, inside his helmet. Excuse me.
I'm sure Kevin's probably planning since we talked about making the suits different on the people, maybe you're thinking someone might have a green light in their face. That'll further help to differentiate the different people. So maybe if Bernadette Hildebrand, who's another main character here, if she has a certain recognizable,
she's gonna be everybody. Yeah, all the color palettes are gonna be way different. Yeah. But I just in my opinion, conceptually, I thought he should match the ship because subconsciously that's gonna make the reader think he's the leader. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's his fucking ship.
That's a good call, dude.
Yeah, and then the other players, the other people are gonna have some just be different as fuck.
Kevin's on point.
Yeah, man.
Kevin is on point. Like Nike, just do it.
Just do it. Just do it all week. Just fucking do it all week. Need a bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. Yeah, man. It's looking dope. This is.
You guys staying in for Christmas tomorrow?
Hell
or are
yeah.
you going somewhere?
I gotta go wrap a gift and then fucking call it a day. Fucking week was exhausting, but I need to pass the fuck out.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Kev.
Yeah, I ain't going nowhere, man. I'm just hanging out here. Probably do it all tomorrow because my wife works on Christmas Day.
Wow.
Oh, you serious?
Yeah, man.
Oh, that ain't cool.
Yeah, man. She's front lining over here. Front lining.
Front lining. Wow. Many prayers to her, bro. Many
Thank you,
prayers
thank you.
to her. Yeah, I work tomorrow, but we're getting out at 4 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, nice, nice.
Who
That is a plus.
knows?
Do you work on
Yeah.
Christmas Day, Mundo?
No, I'll be off Christmas Day.
Cool.
Nice, man.
I'll shoot
So,
you. I'll
what-
shoot y'all a text. I'll shoot y'all a text though for sure, man.
So
Yeah,
if
Merry
Christmas Day, Christmas is on Friday, does that mean the New Year's, I think, is on a Friday as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So will you guys be around to do the show on Monday, Mundo Monday? You guys around then?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. We can pick this up on Mundo Monday and continue with this page that Kevin's working on. I'll probably have a little bit of a different setup. Maybe I could show you guys what I'm working on, whether it be at the end like I did on Monday or with that drawing, or somehow I would love to be able to do it like Kevin, where we could show what I'm working on the iPad, but I just haven't figured out how to do that setup here yet. Yeah, we will do Mundo Monday on Monday, probably about 10:15, and we always do our Wednesday live show around 10 o'clock for Albatross Junction, where we're doing, pencils, inks, colors for this upcoming graphic novel that is coming out in, or is launching on Indiegogo in February. Take a look at our Indiegogo pre-launch campaign. I'll put the link in the description, or Kevin will, and or you could look up Indiegogo or Albatross Junction on Indiegogo. It's like the one thing that you'll find when you type in Albatross Junction. Looks like this right here. Go ahead and put in your email right there, and we'll keep in contact about when this book is coming out. The first volume is going to include issues number 1 and 2. I penciled issue number 1. Kevin's penciling issue number 2. So there'll be a couple different art styles in the book. Plus, there's going to be a lot of concept art and extras included in the volume 1. So you'll definitely want to check that out. It's going to be like two issues in the volume 1, and then volume 2 will be issues 3 and 4. We're going to keep going with Albatross Junction till the story is told. It's a really interesting story regarding a lot of characters. We have a few main characters that we love. So come back and follow us every single Wednesday on New Comic Book Day to get your insider sneak peek into the making of Albatross Junction every single week. Do you guys want to say anything before we roll out?
Nah, man. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good shit.
Yeah,
Merry
Christmas, Happy New Year. Make sure people that whoever's following, coming, make sure y'all like and subscribe, guys. Come on in, talk with us, have some fun.
Come hang
no
out.
ideas. Yeah, come hang out. Ain't no idea bad enough. They'll definitely, Kevin and Anthony will always take into consideration anything you got to put out there, and who knows, maybe you can become a character such as myself. And
right, Mundo became a character. Mundo has his own bar in the comic book, and it all started out with just a couple ideas here on Comic Book Creation Live. We always take every idea seriously. If you have something you want to contribute to Albatross Junction, maybe it'll make it in a future issue. You never know.
You never know. Come on in, guys. Have some fun.
Yo,
and if anything, it's just to shoot the shit.
Yeah, basically, right? Yo, did y'all say that did we all miss Primal Gamer signing off?
Did we?
11:31.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he's got to go do the dishes. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Primal Gamer. You are awesome. Primal is here every time we do a show. Thanks so much.
Yes.
We really appreciate you.
Yeah,
he's always supporting Albatross Junction, Comic Book Creation Live. Go check out Comic Book Creation. It's another channel we have. It has a lot of our shorter videos if you're interested in learning about Albatross Junction, but you've already seen all the live shows. You don't want to watch the long videos. Check out Comic Book Creation. It's got a lot of Albatross Junction content on it, but in shorter videos. And it's also our backup channel. In case anything happens here, we'll be headed over there to do our shows.
Merry Christmas, Primal. I'm glad you were here, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Y'all too, man. Merry Christmas to you two motherfuckers.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I think
Same to you, Kev.
Enjoy it.
It's about to be Christmas in about 2 minutes.
It's crazy, man. It doesn't make sense.
Kev, I told you the year would fly by. It was back February 1st. We were like thinking that the year was going fast. Now it really has.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully that thing will come out on. If it comes out February 1st, I'll get a birthday present the next day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day for Mundo.
Yeah. Maybe I'll get to see my own shadow too.
All right, guys. Well, have a great night. Have a great Christmas.
You too, guys.
Later on.
Peace.